Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first edition of IIIT-B's Confluence. I am K. Parthiv. I am Tech first year student.
And I'm Vedanti Pathak, MTech first year student.
And we are going to be your hosts for this event.
Before the commencement of the event, I would request you to switch your mobile phones to silent mode. IIIT-Bangalore is a smoke-free campus and smoking here is strictly prohibited.
IIIT-B proudly calls itself a green university, with the EcoSOX International Green University Award certifying our conscience for plastic waste. We place significant emphasis on green initiatives given our commitment to being a fully sustainable campus. As part of our commitment to sustainability, we avoid the use of plastic water bottles. Instead, pure filter water is accessible right outside the auditorium. No food or beverages are permitted within the auditorium. In case of an emergency, please take note of the nearest fire exit for a safe and gradual evacuation.
Let us start the event and give you a glimpse of IIIT-Bangalore through its anthem. This anthem vividly portrays the values and principles that this institute upholds. So without further ado, we present IIIT-B's anthem to all the attendees present here.
अन्विष्यते क्षणे क्षणे नित्यनूतनम् अपारज्ञानसागरे प्राप्यते प्रवर्धते अपारज्ञानसागरे प्राप्यते प्रवर्धते प्रकाशते क्षणे क्षणे नित्यनूतनम् तन्त्रज्ञाननायकैः प्रसार्यते अवाप्यते तन्त्रज्ञाननायकैः प्रसार्यते अवाप्यते विराजते क्षणे क्षणे नित्यनूतनम् जयतु ज्ञानमुत्तमं स्वतन्त्रज्ञानमुत्तमं जयतु ज्ञानमुत्तमं स्वतन्त्रज्ञानमुत्तमं सदा जगति विजयते ज्ञानमुत्तमं विज्ञानमुत्तमम् क्षणे क्षणे नित्यनूतनम्
The realization of Confluence 2024 came to its existence with the support of Emphasis F1 Foundation. We are glad to announce that Confluence 2024 is powered by Emphasis F1 Foundation.
Here is a brief introduction about Emphasis. The purpose of Emphasis is to be the driver in the driverless car for global enterprises, enabling them to deliver scalable and sustainable software and technology solutions, underscoring their leadership in technology-led innovation. Aligned to this purpose, their CSR arm, the Emphasis F1 Foundation, champions transformative initiatives with academic institutions like IIIT Bangalore. Emphasis F1 Foundation is delighted to be associated with IIIT Bangalore for applied research with relevance for society and enterprises by building the first of its kind cognitive computing center focusing on machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, sensors, and augmented reality.
The programs they support through Emphasis F1 Foundation reflect their commitment to support socially excluded and economically disadvantaged groups with a focus on education to improve learning outcomes and applied research in universities, inclusion to empower people from underserved communities, specifically people with disabilities, livelihood to improve employability and income generation, environmental sustainability to conserve natural resources and protect the ecosystem. They have been able to achieve long-term social impact within the communities they serve through these initiatives with a clear execution framework, collaboration with multiple stakeholders, and able support from various partner organizations. Here is a glimpse of Emphasis F1 Foundation through an audio-video visual.
We live in a new era of continuous change. The disruption and emerging technologies are forcing enterprises to deliver at speed, scale, and provide hyper-personalized user experiences. At Emphasis, engineering is in our DNA. We are high-tech, high-touch, and high-trust. Our front-to-back approach and next-gen solutions have been solving clients' business challenges through our design-led and architecture-driven approach. To power transforming to the next level, we have launched Emphasis.ai. We integrate innovations from Next Labs, the Sparkle ecosystem, hyperscalers network, and partnerships to herald a transformative journey. We enhance developer productivity and drive innovation for contact center transformation, business operations, customer and employee experiences for banking, insurance, healthcare, high-tech, travel and transportation, logistics companies, and more. We cater to new age customers. We get new products and services into the market faster. We deliver savings-led transformation. We are Emphasis. We are AI-led. We create repeatable success for our clients through our tribes and squads model, deal archetypes, and repeatable playbook. We help enterprises stay ahead. Engineering is in our DNA. We lead the change.
Before we start, I would like to introduce Confluence. The term confluence means coming or flowing together or gathering at one point. So, the mission of Confluence is to bring together people from various backgrounds who can share their insights, experiences with short and meaningful presentations. These talks cover a wide range of topics from science, technology, entertainment, design, business, and more. These short, powerful presentations aim to inspire, inform, and spark meaningful conversations. Overall, the purpose of Confluence is rooted in the belief that ideas have the power to change attitudes, lives, and ultimately the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, we sincerely thank you for your participation and encouragement in the first edition of Confluence. Our director, Professor Debabrato Das, is currently away attending a conference. He is likely to join us in the evening. Nevertheless, he has kindly shared a recorded message. His absence is missed, and we are grateful for his help and constant support in making the first edition of Confluence possible.
Good morning, everyone. A heartfelt welcome to each one of you to the Confluence 2024 in IIIT Bangalore. While I regret not being able to join the conference in person due to my ongoing travels, however, it is my privilege to extend a warm welcome to all of you as the conference makes its grand debut today. My sincere endeavor would still be join you sometimes later in the afternoon. Metaphorically, Confluence symbolizes the convergence of ideas, cultures, and influences, a point where various elements blend and unite. This is precisely what we anticipate from this inaugural event of the Confluence. We are bringing together visionaries, pioneers, and change makers for a day that promises to be truly extraordinary. Interestingly, this year's conference is themed around the butterfly effect. This concept is rooted in the idea that the world is intricately interconnected, where a small occurrence can ripple through a large complex system. Named after an analogy for chaos theory, the butterfly effect suggests that a minor event like a butterfly flapping its wings could hypothetically lead to a significant consequences, even a typhoon. I am confident that today's series of talks will leave you moved, inspired by the insight shared by the visionaries, experts in their respective fields. Wishing you all a happy and transformative day during our Confluence 2024.
Now, we invite our Dean R&D, Professor Srinath Srinivasa, to share a few words and address the August gathering.
Good morning. Regretfully, our director could not be here in person, and so I'll be starting off with the first inaugural address. I'd like to keep my inaugural address brief, but with two short stories, probably that can help set the stage for the rest of the talks, right? So one is the first story is about the name Confluence itself. It's very interesting that the students have come out with a very kind of thoughtful name for this conference event. I remember myself as a research student in IIT Madras about 25 years ago. I'd started a club called on systems thinking, which we had named Confluence at the time. And our advisor used to ask it every now and then, what is the influence of your Confluence? And so I think that's something we should be asking here itself. I hope the influence of this Confluence keeps growing as different minds comes together and interact upon various different topics. Right? The second I would like to talk about, again, very interestingly, the students have chosen the name of the theme of butterfly effect. It took me back to the days, again, during my PhD student days, sometime in 1999. That's when I attended the World Wide Web conference for the first time. That was in Toronto. So I was a PhD student, and I was attending a panel discussion. There were a few other PhD students over there. We got talking to each other. They were kind of working on something where they interpreted the web as a graph. It's something that we were also doing. It was kind of mildly interesting. I think their work was called something called Google or something, which I couldn't really remember. So, of course, now you can't not remember it, right? And so I remember having spent a huge amount of time talking to Bryn and Paige, the creators of Google. They were also PhD students like me. And we were also kind of exchanging notes, exchanging ideas about what is the web. And at that time, on the panel were people from Alta Vista, Yahoo, and IBM, and several others. They were actually debating what is there to the web search in the future. And then they almost decided saying that, okay, web search is a solved problem. There's nothing more to expect. And the creators of Google were there in the audience, along. So a very good example of the butterfly effect in action, a small action somewhere which has grown really big, and now Google has grown so big that it has now become a verb, right? So we even say, have you Googled it? And so, right? And, so this is a very good example of a metaphorical butterfly flapping its wings and really bringing about worldwide changes. Okay, but having said that, let me start my address with one small interjection to that. So this is a piece of advice which an entrepreneur gave to me when we were kind of collaborating together. I thought it's a very good piece of advice, right? So he basically said, you can't plan to become Google, right? You can't plan, a butterfly can't plan to say, okay, I'm going to flap its wings and then I'm going to create a thunderstorm. And so you can't plan to become Google. There's a lot of things that needs to come in place for really radical things to happen. However, what you can do as a business leader or as an entrepreneur or a researcher is to stay resilient. So more than creating big changes, can we stay resilient in the face of big changes, in the face of disruptive changes, right? And so there are many big and small companies. Google, for example, has remained resilient, but many big companies could not remain resilient and basically have shut down, in the face of these big changes, right? And so you can look at the butterfly effect from both sides. One is the creation of large, massive changes. The other is resilience in the face of changes. So the set of speakers the students have very thoughtfully chosen today bring in a very good mix of change makers and resilient leaders. And so let me not stand behind you and the speakers, and I'm sure you can hear from all of them. And I wish this event a very massive success. Thank you.